Namaste. Welcome to Yoga and You Anywhere. We are going to be offering a beginner type class today, and I intend for it to be about 20 minutes long. So sit back and enjoy. Thank you. We're going to begin the class sitting in a comfortable seated position. Take your time to find what that is for you. If you can't sit with your legs crossed, I would suggest sitting on a block or a blanket to lift the hips up, or even extend the legs out if you need to, or sit in a chair. Once you get comfortable, we're going to align the shoulders over the hips. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Align the ears over the shoulders and reach the crown of the head up to the sky. At the same time, root the sit bones down towards the earth. Allow yourself to breathe in and out through the nose. Allow yourself to take 3 vocal breaths. We'll inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Closing the mouth now, try to imitate the same sensation in the back of the throat and the sound in the ears as you keep the mouth closed and still breathe. In and out through the nose. Allowing the sound of the breath to wash over your body. We'll take the hands to the front of the shins. We'll take a nice deep inhale as we push the heart forward. Draw the shoulders down and back. And maybe even roll to the front of the sit bones. Exhale as we pull the belly in and we roll to the back of the sit. We'll do that 2 more times. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Don't let the shoulders creep up to the ears. Inhale. And exhale. We'll come to sit up tall once more. And now we'll take the hands down beside the hips and we'll reach the right arm up to the sky. If you happen to be sitting in a chair, you can use the side of the chair to kind of hold on to. Just make sure you don't lean over too far. And if you're sitting on a block, you may need another block to go underneath that left hand, so that way you'll have that support underneath you and you won't fall off the block. We'll exhale as we squeeze over to the left side, root down through the right sit bone, and again, keep those shoulders down away from the ears, and especially take that left shoulder and kind of shake it out a little bit. One more deep inhale here. And exhale. Inhale to come all the way back up, and we'll twist to the right side. Take the right hand down beside the hip or behind the body, again using a block if you need, or the back of the chair, which is awesome. The left hand can come to the top of the thigh or in the front if that's too far. And here we sit tall again and we squeeze into that twist, allowing our body to stay nice and tall and using our torso to do the twist and not yanking our shoulder back, right? So reach the crown of the head up and make sure we're sitting nice and tall, and then squeeze into the twist, finding what's available today. One more deep inhale. Exhale back to center. And just take a few moments here to allow yourself to recognize the difference between the right side of the body and the left side of the body. Take the hands down beside the hips once more. Take the left arm up to the sky and exhale over to the right. Root down through the bottom of that left sit bone. Relax that right shoulder. And breathe. One more deep inhale. Deep exhale. Inhale to come all the way back up and exhale to twist to the left. Take that right hand and you can even maybe use that right hand a tiny bit as long as you're focusing on sitting tall. Maybe even looking over that left shoulder. One more deep inhale. And exhale back to center. Once again, we'll sit tall, reach the crown of the head up, the sits bones down. Two more breaths here. Release the hands back down by the hips and we'll extend the legs out in front of us. Now again, you may be sitting on a block or a blanket, but do be careful because a block might make it a little bit more challenging. If you're sitting up in a chair, you'll extend the legs out in front of you and trying to keep them straight. I like to tell people to make sure to press the heels down into the ground to help activate those hamstrings and soften the knees a little bit, so that way you don't hyperextend the knees when you're trying to fold forward. We'll sit up nice and tall here. You can take those blocks underneath the hands if the hands don't reach the floor. But if the hands do reach the floor or the chair, you can press down here. And notice how it draws the shoulder blades down when you straighten the arms and press into the mat with force. Reach the crown of the head up from here. And again, try to align the shoulders over the hips. And if you find that this is really difficult, you can bend those knees a whole lot to make that more available for you, right? Try to reach the crown of the head up. One more deep inhale. Exhale to release. And we'll inhale as we reach up, arms to the sky. And we'll exhale as we come forward. Now those blocks here can come on either side of the legs, and you can try to drag those blocks towards you, and that will help to keep your chest expanded and your shoulder blades will slightly pull together. It'll help you to keep that nice tall back, so you can try to fold forward a little more if it's available. Resist the urge to let the back round out just yet, right? Trying to keep that whole back side of the body nice and engaged. One more deep inhale. Exhale, and we'll fold forward, and you can let the back round down a little bit here, right? You can even try to reach for the toes, or again, take those blocks a little bit further forward, and you can kind of pull them towards you, right? Think about the bottom of the feet reaching towards the wall in front of you, and the back of the hips pushing to the wall behind you. And then the crown of the head reaching wherever is needed, depending on how low you can get, right? One more deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back up, and we'll bring that left foot in. Now we're going to squeeze the bottom of the left foot into the right thigh. And then from here, I want you to take the right foot and act like you're trying to drag the right foot out to the right. This will help to stabilize the bottom of that right hip bone. And again, keep the knees soft, sit up tall, and then we'll twist to the left. Again, seeing if we can take that right hand on top of that left thigh, seeing if we can take that left hand behind us, and seeing if we can stay nice and tall. Now the fun thing here is when we have that energy in the right foot, it's going to actually help us to twist a little bit more. Okay. We find that engagement. One more deep inhale. Exhale back to center. And then once again, forward. Taking those blocks on either side of the leg, keeping that knee soft, pushing the bottom of the foot to the wall in front of us. One more deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale to come back up. Lean back slightly as we take the bottom of the feet to the ground and let the knees sway from side to side. We'll come all the way back up, bring the bottom of the right foot into the inner thigh, the left leg, left toes up to the sky, left heel pressing down, and energy into that left heel as though we're trying to drag that left heel out to the left side, tall back, and exhale into the twist. Nice, tall, crown of the head's reaching up. One more deep inhale. Exhale back to center and forward. Either side of the leg, maybe dragging towards you. 2 more breaths. One more inhale. Inhale to come back up. Take those hands back behind you. And then once again, let those knees sway from side to side. All right, we're going to transition to a tabletop position. Hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And you may want to look at them here as we're going to transition to different positions. And our body might have the tendency to try to lean into those hip joints to help us do the move. So I'm going to give you different variations. We're first going to step the left toes back and tuck them in and press weight to the bottom, to the ball of that left foot. But be careful we don't try to let the hips get out of sync, right? We keep the belly pulled in and up, and we try to keep the hips over the knees, and then we push that left heel to the wall behind us to straighten that left leg. Now from here, you can take a block underneath the right hand to try to make it a little bit lighter, or you can try to take a block in front of the right hand to make it a little bit lighter still, or you can try to reach the right hand up. If you do so, make sure we're not reaching that right shoulder up. Instead, keep it down. And then left toes or left foot, you have the option to lift. Right? This is your choice. Find what works best today, because if you lift and you sink, then not really helping yourself, right? So try to lift with control if it's available. One more deep inhale. Exhale, come down. Right? Now right leg out. Left arm up. And remember, you always have those options to have those blocks. And soften that left knee if you need to. Right knee if you need to. Squeeze the right leg up if you choose. Soften that right elbow. One more deep inhale. Exhale down. Deep inhale here as we come into our cow breath, pushing the belly down, pushing the sit bones behind us, pushing the heart forward, keeping those shoulders down. And then we exhale to roll the belly in. Sit bones towards the heels. Press into the palms, but again, keep the shoulders down. Push the shoulders towards the mat instead of the ears. One more time, deep inhale, push the hips back. And exhale. So from here, we're now going to work towards building a foundation in the palms of our hands. So the first movement that I'm going to ask you to do is take the palms, spread the fingers out wide, and act like you're trying to pull the palms of the hands towards each other on the mat. And then you're going to act like you're trying to pull the hands apart from the mat, or apart from each other on the mat. And then you're going to try to push them towards the top of the mat. And then you're going to try to pull them towards the back of the mat, right? So we're going to do that 2 more full cycles. So we're going to push the hands together. Notice how the elbows bend. Pull the hands apart from each other. Notice the engagement of the shoulders here. Push the fingertips towards the top of the mat. Notice core engagement here. And then pull the heels of the hands towards the knees. And core engagement there as well. right? Push the palms together, pull apart, push forward, pull back. And then from here, go ahead and sink those hips back for our child's pose. Maybe take the forehead to the mat or a block if that works better for you. And if you're sitting in a chair, just allow yourself to hang out for a moment. Take a few deep breaths, right? Relax. We'll inhale to come all the way back up, and we're going to find our way to our bellies now. No blocks or chairs will be necessary here. We're going to just take the arms underneath the forehead and just allow yourself to take a few deep breaths. Notice how the belly pushes into the mat as you inhale. Two more. And last one. All right, we just got one more thing we're going to work with today before we come to our backs to take our cool down. We're going to take those hands underneath the shoulders and work into our cobra. So I want you to take the top of the feet and press them nice into the mat. Not so much that you hyperextend the knees, but enough to let those knees lift up off the ground a little bit. From here, pull your lower belly in and up from the pelvic floor. Pull the elbows in towards each other and draw the shoulders down, right? So the elbows are actually facing the sky here. From here, we're going to make sure to try to keep the hands light. You can use them on the mat, especially in the beginning, but try not to put too much force into the hands. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears, and all we're going to do is keep the top of the feet engaged. Don't let the feet leave the mat. Pull the belly in and up, and then try to lift up head, neck, and shoulders, pushing the heart towards the front of the mat or the front of the room. Keep those elbows pulling in together, and then try to allow yourself to breathe here, keeping the head in line with the spine. One more deep inhale. Exhale, taking to the right side of your face. Reach those arms down by the hips, and then let the hips sway from side to side. We'll do that one more time. Take the hands underneath the hips. Pull the elbows towards each other. Draw the shoulders down. Inhale, lift up. Try to get me 3 full breaths. Inhale. See if you can hover those hands without falling all the way. Inhale. And one more inhale to the left side. Once again, take those hands down and sway the hips from side to side. From here, we're going to roll all the way to our back, so you're going to have time to relax. Go ahead and do that for me now. We're going to take the hands down by the hips or out to a T. That's going to be what works best for you. Cross the right leg over the left, and this may be as far as you go. Okay, we can flex that right foot, and then we can try to pull that left knee up and see if that feels good. If you find that this is a strain, like it's hard to keep the leg up, then go ahead and bring the foot back down, because we're at the peaceful stage of our practice. Really, our whole practice is supposed to be peaceful, but sometimes we challenge ourselves a bit more to try to get to where we think we need to be. Now, if you can bring the leg up, then you might want to try to reach through, grab the underside, and pull that leg towards you. Go ahead and drop the left leg back down. Let the legs fall over to the left. Take note that you can have a block underneath this knee if this feels a little too intense. And look over to the right. Bring the knees back up, cross the left leg over the right. Remember, the bottom of that right foot can be on the ground, or we can pull that right leg up, flexing that foot. We can pull the right leg closer towards us. And then we'll let the legs fall over to the right side, remembering to take that block over there if we need. You can even use that right hand to come to the outside of that left leg and maybe even pull those knees down a little bit deeper if that feels good. One more deep inhale and exhale. Inhale to come back up. Exhale to drop the left leg down. And go ahead and let the knees just sway from side to side. Walking the feet to the outer edges of the mat. And then again, keep letting the knees fall towards the center of the mat. Right? So I'm going to roll the weight to my left hip, and I'm going to drop the right knee closer towards the mat. And then I'm going to roll my weight to my right hip and draw the left knee a little closer to the mat. And then I'm going to find my way back to center when I'm ready. Lengthen out the legs and find Shavasana. Shake out the feet. Shake out the hips and the shoulders, and the head. And allow yourself to relax here. Allow the belly to rise as you inhale. Fall as you exhale. Becoming aware of how long the inhalation is and how long the exhalation is. Becoming aware of the full cycle of breath. When you're ready, I would suggest putting this on pause so you could get a full 5 minutes or so of Shavasana. When you're ready, you're going to roll to the right side of the body, beginning to waken up the body a little more. Maybe finding stillness here for a few minutes as well. And then we'll find our way back to a seated position. Coming back to a chair or a block, or maybe even finding that the flexibility is there for you now. Often we, at the beginning of class, may need to sit on a block, but we might not need it at the end. Allowing yourself to sit tall and strong once more. Close the eyes. And once again, just become very aware of the cycle of your breath. Allowing the breath to deepen. Maybe you'll bring the hands together to gather heat. Maybe you'll place the hands over the face. Here we can lift up the eyebrows and smooth to the temples of the eyes. We'll do that 2 more times, lifting up the eyebrows and smooth to the temples. And 1 more time. Move to the temples and rub the temples clockwise and counterclockwise. To the base of the skull here, we can go clockwise counterclockwise. Working along the base of the skull to the center of the neck. And maybe we can reach the fingertips all the way back as far as we can without any pain, of course. And then pull forward gently. We'll do that 2 more times. Pull forward gently. And 1 more time. Pull forward. Thank you all for joining me today. Namaste.